Ever since multiplayer was added to Minecraft, there's always been a discussion of who the best PvPer is. Now, I have already made a video on this topic, where I give my case for my former Badline UHC player, JD Olderin, is the best PvPer, at least the very best UHC player. While that video is a little dated since I had absolutely no idea what I was doing when I recorded and edited the video, I still do believe that JD Olderin is one of the best players of all time. However, I wanted to make a video series where I go over other prominent players in the community and give their case for they should be considered the best or not. Before I officially begin the series, I wanted to make an introduction video giving some clarifications for the series, and also asking for suggestions of people to cover. The first and biggest clarification for this series is that this is not a series where I try to find the best Minecraft player. I'm only trying to find the best Minecraft PvPer. The best Minecraft player implies that they're the best at not just PvP, but also speedrunning, building, redstone, surviving, parkour, and way more abilities that I highly doubt any one player has enough time to master. Plus, I'm just way more interested in PvP than I am any other aspect of Minecraft. Second, this series will mostly touch on the 1.8 version of PvP. This is because there are simply way more 1.8 servers and players than 1.16. I may do a video dedicated to 1.16 players on the current combat system, but other than that, I won't mention it very often. However, even if I was focusing on 1.16 more, I'm not sure if it would make that big of a difference. A lot of the best 1.8 players also seem to be good with the new combat. Taking the winners of Minecraft Ultimate as an example, a tournament played on 1.12. Poland is the only winner who regularly plays 1.16 combat. Stimpy, Calvin, Rizzo, Existorio, Lego Maestro, Hannah XX Rose all mainly play, or at least did play, 1.8 combat. Yet they still won a tournament that used the current combat system. Now, Minecraft Ultimate isn't exactly current PvP, as there are no crossbows, ender crystals, tridents, or anything like that, as it is only 1.12. But it is the biggest server with newer content I know besides CubeCraft. Also, this is only going over the best Java Edition PvPers, so no Pocket Edition, Xbox Edition, or any other players are going to be covered besides strict PC gamers. Third, there is a common belief going around that the best Minecraft PvPer is probably some no-name that nobody has ever heard of that sweats on a small server. While that technically could be true, that is not a very fun way of looking at this question. That is like saying the best basketball player is a street baller in Greece who never went to school, and thus never could be found by a college or the NBA. Also, I find that leaderboards players, even on small servers, are generally pretty well known in their community, so I doubt there are many leaderboards players nobody knows about. If this idea really bugs you that much, just consider this series is trying to find the best PvP YouTuber and not overall best PvPer. Lastly, I want to make it clear that I really only have a basic understanding of how PvP in Minecraft works. I won't be doing a super technical and in-depth analysis of exactly how each player I cover in the series plays like. Instead, I'll try to focus on easier signs of skill, such as leaderboards placements and tournament wins. While this obviously sets players who don't try hard at leaderboards, or are not invited to tournaments at a disadvantage, I think if a player is good enough to be considered the best, they'll have a decent sized following that can provide some type of evidence. Now that we got all the clarifications out of the way, I want to talk a little about some people I want to cover in this series. Obviously, I have to at least make a video about Technoblade and Dream, and videos about those two will probably be the first videos in the series. I'll also probably make a video on Danteh and Moxie, two Badline PvP legends that have gone on to play other games competitively. I also want to talk about Nebris, who in my opinion is the best player in Minecraft, the group who created UHC, and kind of indirectly started competitive UHC. I'll probably do a video on zmcnikolai, who seems to have the best results in tournaments, and also the Badline UHC scene as a whole. I also want to cover the German PvP scene with people like Austrian Gaming, Witch Tiger, and XSUS. However, I barely know anything about that part of PvP, as I do not speak German nor live in Germany. So if anybody wants to help me out with that video, feel free to leave me a comment or DM me on Twitter for some basic information on servers like Gomi and PvP Dojo. Those are basically all the players I thought of that I wanted to cover for this series. However, this is where I want your help. If you want me to cover a specific player or community in this series, then leave me a comment with your suggestion and give a little background, so I have some idea on where to begin researching your suggestion. I will then probably cover your suggestion in a big video, where I quickly go through a bunch of suggestions from viewers like you. Also, if I think your suggestion is good enough to warrant an entire video talking about it, I might even make a separate video dedicated entirely to covering that topic. Now keep in mind that it will probably take me a while to get around to your suggestion, but I promise that as long as I can find information on them, I'll try to include them in a video. So that is basically my current plan for this series. It might not come out for a little bit because I'm waiting to try and get a better microphone and computer before I start recording. In the meantime, why not subscribe to my channel so you know when the first official episode begins? Only 3.3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed. Now of that, only 17% have the notification bell on for my videos. So you have made it this far, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. It is very painless and swift to do. Again, if you have any suggestions for people to cover in this series, then leave a comment with your suggestion. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Now I'm in a spaceship, 2-seat. Baby, tell me what you ride for me, die for me. Now that I'm up, they go get rid of me, sick of me. Baby, tell me you gonna be by my side.